Hello, everyone. Welcome to, I guess this is our makeshift headquarters for the event here. We're watching the winter storm of Bob. And as you see right now on the radar screen, it's starting to take place over Texas, Louisiana, southern Arkansas. As we see that move through Mississippi, Alabama, we're going to start to see more clouds on the increase this afternoon, Chris. And eventually overnight into the wee hours of the morning, we'll start to see some sleet and potentially freezing rain and snow affect the area.
That's right. So you've got about 6 to 8 hours left to prepare for this thing as this winter storm starts to take shape over the southeast. The one part that we're not showing you here on this graphic is what is providing the cold air, and that is the cold high pressure that is to the north, funneling that cold air down the east side of the mountains. It's going to bank up against the mountains. As that starts to happen around midnight tonight, you're going to start getting precipitation. First on the east-facing slopes, it'll come down the mountain and then eventually overspread the area by 3 a.m.
You see right here, we got our temperature profiles. And once, I know we're above freezing right now. We're in low 40s, mid 40s, some locations. As the sun sets, we'll see those temperatures drop below freezing, and they're going to stay below freezing tonight, throughout the day, Friday, and for much of Saturday. We may bump up to around 32, 33 degrees on Saturday afternoon. So we're under a long duration of below freezing temperatures. We're going to have a lot of precipitation moving into the area. And another thing we're going to see, Chris, before we get to those snowfall totals, is some wind.
Yeah, the wind's going to be another big factor, and this is a concerning to us because the amount of power outages that we're going to see. You get 10 inches of heavy wet snow on the power lines, and you already get them to fail. That's without wind. You add in 30-mile-an-hour winds, and suddenly you've got a epic winter storm on your hand that is providing power outages throughout the region.
So cold temperatures, wind. Let's get to the main story, and that's precipitation. This is our current thinking of the snowfall map. This is not including any freezing rain or sleet accumulations. That'll be coming later on this afternoon as we kind of tidy that map up. But let's talk about each of our areas. Let's first talk about the northwest sections of Burke, McDowell, Caldwell, what they can see. Then we'll go into the foothills and then the Piedmont.
So yeah, looking at this map, Scotty, let's go on over there and show them the entire screen if you can with this map. So you see the northwest sections of Burke, McDowell, Caldwell counties there, all the way up to Wilkes, even Rutherford County probably getting in on this. It is over 20 inches of snow in areas, 16 to 20 in the northwest sections. And actually, this afternoon, we've actually saw those totals creep up just a bit on the models with some more precipitation, the system slowing coming down. So we're going to have to adjust this map just a little bit, but most of this will stay the same. So you come down in elevation, it's a quick gradient. Down to 12 to 16 inches. Remember, that's still above the 10-inch time frame, or the 10 inches that could cause power outages with wet, heavy snow. Come on down to southern Burke, and we're now getting into really greater Rutherford, northern Cleveland, greater Catawba, and the southeast corner of Alexander County there, 8 to 12 inches of snow, and most of that, Scotty, is probably going to come on the back end of this thing.
Yeah, as we see Marion, Morganton, Lenoir, I even think Hickory, greater Hickory area, Taylorsville. I think we're under the assumption it's going to be a mostly snow event. We may see sleet mix in from time to time, but when you get to Newton, Conover, Shelby, Kaiser, Rutherfordton, Lincolnton, that's where we're going to start to see sleet, freezing rain, and snow mix. I'm really worried. Yeah, we can get around it in snow. That's not a problem. Four-wheel drive, take your time. But as we get into the southern foothills and the Piedmont, we're going to see that ice potential, and that's where I think we're going to see the most concern with power outages, trees down, and stuff like that. And as we go into Gastonia and Charlotte, we're talking the possibility of a half an inch to three-quarters of an inch of freezing rain. That's going to totally shut down the Charlotte metro area. That's a major gridlock there, not only with power but with roads, trees coming down. It's going to be a messy weekend no matter where you go here in western North Carolina.
Yeah, and even over toward Raleigh as well. And as you work north into Virginia, just a epic blizzard that's going to take place up there with winds probably gusting to hurricane force on the coast, and the erosion from Cape Hatteras all the way north on the beach on the coastal areas is going to be horrendous. I expect Highway 12 down along the Outer Banks will probably become impassable. Not due to snow, but the ocean water is being overrun. Scotty, scroll down here. This is a threat matrix that we like to use. that shows our confidence and the impact of the actual winter weather event. Okay, so you're taking a look at this across the bottoms, the weather impact and the confidence level. We're slowly going up the chart, and we're going to be in this red box in the top right, we believe, by the time we get into the late afternoon hours. Confidence building, Scotty, that a very significant life-threatening winter storm taking place.
So now's the time to prepare. You've got a few hours before the sun sets. You even have early afternoon or evening hours to get to the store, to get some heat, whatever the case may be. I'm going to bring in the emergency manager for McDowell County, William Keller. He's going to talk to you a little bit about the preparations that McDowell County has taken so far, and then he's going to tell you what you need to do to get you and your family prepared for this winter storm.
Hey, first, Scotty, Chris, appreciate all the help that you've given us in the planning session. Emergency Services in McDowell has been planning since Tuesday for this incident, and we really want to stress for folks to take this serious and be prepared. This has the potential to lead to significant power outages. With the temperatures, the wind, this could pose significant threat to some people, especially the elderly population, folks that may live alone. We're certainly stressing to check on elderly neighbors, friends, family members, because our job is to protect life first and then property. And certainly we want to go through this winter storm and not have a fatality. And that leads us to another concern of carbon monoxide poisoning, also known as CO poisoning, because if power outages occur, we often see folks trying to heat houses in ways that gives off carbon monoxide. And we certainly stress, make sure that if you're using an alternative heat source, that it is a safe heat source, and know the signs and symptoms of CO poisoning. We're going to put out, and I want to thank the emergency service personnel in McDowell and our emergency management team here. They've been working really, really hard to get public information out and prepare for this storm. And we're going to be putting out later today information on carbon monoxide poisoning and some of the signs and symptoms that folks can watch for. But we certainly want to urge folks to prepare for this, be self-sufficient for at least 72 hours, and know that emergency services in McDowell is taking this serious, and we are prepared.
Yeah, so William, I guess folks should have medicine. If the power was to go out, they'd be able to have that. Drinking water, non-perishable foods. What else would you recommend for them to do?
Definitely go ahead and charge your cellular devices. Make sure you have plenty of drinking water. Go ahead and catch that water, whether it's in a bathtub, bucket, so forth, that can be used for flushable water and other stuff around the house. But make sure you do have bottled drinking water, emergency flashlight. And go ahead and prepare your car if you were to have to get out on the roadways. Certainly don't want to be stranded on the side of the road in this type of event. It could be an extended period before someone is able to reach you.
And William, you guys, under the possibility, we may even see some shelters open up as the storm takes place.
Yeah, so a lot of coordination has went on the last 48 hours with a whole host of partners in McDowell. And got some really great people in these agencies here that have worked long and hard, even before weather is forecasted on a daily basis, working to make sure the plans are right. But the winter weather protocols are in place for our office, and shelters are identified and will be opened as needed throughout the county to ensure folks have got a safe place to go where we can keep folks warm and be able to provide basic necessities.
All right, well, William, we thank you for that. We're going to kind of end up. Also, remember your pets out there. Bring those inside as it's going to be cold. So, Chris, a couple of things. Make sure you download our app. We'll be able to push those notifications out for school closures, business closures, the latest forecast thinking, as well as getting the word out on our Facebook pages throughout the entire viewing area.
That's right. And pay attention to our significant weather update. You may not see as many updates on social media that we'll be putting there because it's so much to put out at one time. Listen, this is a significant weather event. It's not a time to panic. It is a time to get ready to be self-sufficient for 72 hours. Be prepared and be ready to weather this storm out where you're at Thursday night.
Yeah, just plan on staying at home. Make sure you have some source of heat and just we'll ride it out together. As always, we're with you before, during, and after a storm. We'll give you more updates as the evening takes place.
Go Panthers.